Margaret Thatcher famously once said, "The government doesn't have money. The government has your money." This is Jake, and welcome to the Fat Gay Texan. This is a podcast where we talk about anything and everything, and we don't throw political correctness out the window because we never let it in the house to begin with. It's been a long time. Life's been busy, but we're back, at least for this episode. And what has been going on right now since Trump has been elected, it can't even keep up with it because every day it's like 50,000 things. But DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, tends to be a really high importance thing on people's minds. So I wanted to address that. What people seem to be very upset about is all these cuts and for different funding things we do all across the world. It's shocking to me that people are upset about these things because what they are finding is that, and we're not going to go over the list. You want to see the list, go listen to the press reports or go to doge.gov and find it, right? But we're sending millions of dollars to stupid things all over the world. Billions of dollars, actually, but in some cases, millions of dollars to, specific causes all over the world. And if you remember the opening statement, which you should because it was just a minute ago, the government doesn't have money. The government has your money. You're funding things like circumcisions in other countries and voter turnout in Germany, stupid things like that, things that I would never, ever pay for or donate my money to. So why are people upset that they're cutting some of this? You shouldn't be upset. This is your money. Let's be real. We all like to think we're charitable, but we're not nearly as charitable as we think we are. And if we are charitable, we're very specific. We're laser focused on what we would contribute our own money towards. It certainly wouldn't be for a transgendered play in some South American country. I understand that we live in a world and we have a world economy and we have to, work with all these other countries, but we don't have to send the money for, voter turnout in Germany or education in Asia. I could give a rat's ass about that crap in these countries. And I think most Americans could too. Would you take money out of your paycheck and send it so there's good voter turnout in Germany, to encourage voter turnout in Germany? Who cares what happens to Germany? Who cares if they have a big voter turnout? I don't, you don't, and I know you don't because you're not spending your own money on it. So I've yet to figure out why people are upset about this. It makes no sense. The government's literally blowing your money, and you're upset that they're stopping it. And you're only upset, well, not you. If you listen to this, you're not upset, but you know what I mean. These people are only upset because of who's funding it and who's stopping it. If this would have been Kamala or Biden or Obama, people would have been jumping up and down for joy all over the media that these things are happening. Speaking of joy, isn't it great? Joy Reid got canceled. It's a good thing. She was horrible. But people are really upset about this. Some people are really upset about it. And I'm thrilled. I think most of America is thrilled. This is your money being blown in other countries. I want all the money possible to stay in America and fund American interest only. We have a whole lot of problems. And yet they're hoping to find $1 trillion in cuts. We literally throw billions of dollars down the drain for God knows what and God knows where and things that don't help out you or me. And everything that we spend our money on should help out the American people. That's how we pay taxes. We're doing it to help Americans. The other hot topic tends to be these federal workers that are getting cut off, or getting cut from their jobs or threats of layoffs, which is another shocking thing, right? So when is the last time you had a great experience with a federal worker? When is the last time you thought, oh boy, now I have to deal with the federal government? I'm excited about that. I love dealing with the federal government There's nothing quite like filling out tons of paperwork, not getting a response, all the red tape. I love this. God bless all the people who work at the federal government. Oh, I can't wait to deal with the federal government again. They're so wise. They spend our money so wisely. They're so efficient. Oh my God, I love it. Yes. No one has ever said that. And now that they're cleaning it up and they're trying to make the federal government more efficient and cutting the workforce, every time you have one of those horrible experiences with the federal government, you're paying for them. These are essentially your employees, and you're not getting the service out of it that you deserve. It's service that you wouldn't, if the federal government was a normal business, let's say like Kroger or Walmart or one of those, if you got that bad a service at one of those stores, you wouldn't shop there. You would. The only reason we still shop, quote unquote, at the federal government is because we don't have a choice. We have to deal with the federal government. There's no way around it. So you're upset at the federal government. Everybody's been upset at the federal government and all the federal employees for years. Now, all of a sudden, they're the American heroes and, oh my God, they don't deserve to lose their job. No one likes to see anybody lose their job, but you're paying for this. And this isn't what you like. You know it's not it's not good service. You know how screwed up it is, but you pay for it. And now you're upset because essentially one of your employees who was doing a horrible job got fired, although they were a horrible leech on your company or they weren't needed. The federal government, for the first time in a long time, is being treated like a business. And when businesses are severely in debt, inefficient, have horrible customer service, have horrible ratings, horrible reviews, businesses do exactly what is being done right now. They go in there and they change everything. They stir it up and they stir it up quick because the business is sinking. There's very little time to save it. And that's where America is right now. So why people are upset about all this stuff, I don't know. There's a million more things to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about more things later on. I'm sorry for those who subscribe to this podcast that I have not been publishing it. Life's just been really hectic the last couple of months ever since we had to move in October. But this has really got me fired up. It's just unbelievable that in one breath, everybody says, oh, the federal government, they blow money. Everybody has that story of, the $10,000 toilet for the military. Oh my God, they're blowing money. It's horrible. They blow all of our money. They don't know how to do it. All they want is more money. They just tax us to death. And then when the same federal government comes back and says, hey, we're cutting all this shit out because it's not fair to the American people. We shouldn't be wasting their money that way. Those same people who were just moaning and groaning and sounding like this for some reason are bitching about that. It's unbelievable. And the only reason it's happening is because of who's doing it. This is exactly what every single person in America has complained about for years. No one has ever said, I don't think they take enough taxes out. Everybody has always said they take too much taxes. They tax us to death. I can't stand how the federal government operates. All they do is waste our money. And now that's finally being corrected. And then 48% of America is upset about that. All the news stations are throwing fits and, oh my God, this is it. No, this is what you wanted. This is what you have always wanted. Anyone who has ever paid taxes can't stand how our tax money is being spent. And now it is being corrected. And it's being corrected quickly. And not to use the chainsaw metaphor, but they're going in there and they're slicing this thing up. So don't complain about it because this is what you always wanted. You're just upset. Maybe not you, but you know what I mean. People are just upset that Trump is doing it. It takes guts to do something like this, and it takes harsh action. It is always, I've said this my entire career, it is always a lot harder to fix a house that has major damage than it is just to tear it down and rebuild it. It takes longer. to fix an old damaged house. It's less cost effective. And right now, basically what's happening is we're tearing the federal government apart and we're rebuilding it because it's the most cost effective and efficient way to fix it because it's so broken. Most of it is so broken, it's not worth trying to fix. Thank you for listening to this. And I promise to do better on uploading these. I'm going to say weekly, but if I keep getting fired up about this stuff, there'll be a lot more of it coming. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Jake for the Fat Gay Texan.